Good morning and welcome. It is Sunday the 5th of February. I am Flatcap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alrighty, what do we got? Well, we've got steak and a quarter is how I've landed on this fine Sunday. Mainly focused, as you might expect, at Leopardstown. Got three really, really interesting handicaps. And yeah, I'll share my thoughts on those in a min. So we'll get to that. We'll do the review of yesterday, and I'm going to try and keep the video down to a slightly smaller length today because yeah, I've got to get out and about. It's my other half's birthday. We've got lots of her family coming over, so going out for a nice pub lunch, bit of a walk in the countryside, you know, that kind of gig. So yeah, getting the vid done early doors. My bets, I'll get them all on myself personally, and yeah, we will see. So, right, yesterday we had 35 on, channel stats 22.84 back, which doesn't look too bad on paper in the context of the fact it's been a winning week. I know yesterday was one of those ones where if you didn't have Sky, it really was like well, it wasn't pence, it was a couple of quid back, but it wasn't a lot of money back. Overall, I'm hoping everybody is just about up this week. For channel stats, I've got it as £100 up for the week, 16 for the year. So we're just ahead. We've got 25 on the line today. So worst case scenario, we will walk out of this weekend or this week 9 down on the year, which certainly better than we started. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we walk out up for the year. But there you go. So. All right, run through yesterday. Pledge a piece. It didn't get there. It didn't stay on. It was 8th of 12, but when you consider it drifted at 80 to 1. It was better than the price, but unfortunately not good enough to get in the frame. King Bavaria, no. Starry Eyes, no. Fast Flow then went and snagged 4th, which paid out for most bookies at 33 to 1 was the drifting price. Anyone who got that, that's what it SP'd at. So there was a chance of redemption with the saver bet, but Corinthian lad, no, he was not keen at all. Last almost the whole way, and then very, very last at the finish. So yeah, no joy back there. This was the one that made a difference a little bit for Sky. Was two that made a difference. Cool Survivor placed 25s, then Takarengo came in actually, but that was a real bunch finish, and I had two horses in there, the 340 Takarengo and the Little Yank. It was a bunch finish for 6th. That only mattered for Sky Bet. Takarengo was the one that nabbed 6th over the Little Yank. Takarengo's SP'd at 20s, the Little Yank SP'd at 80s, but Takarengo was the one that paid out for Sky, so it was a place double. Espion de Chanet couldn't quite stay on there, and then Special Caddo not so good. So place double on bet 2. Let's get through the whole manual from yesterday. This is a nice easy one. Nothing went great on there except Celebra de Alain was placed, backed into 15 to 2. So no great price on that one, and that was the only one. This one, bet 4, did struck out completely. And then bet 5 is a combination bet, no good, only Celebrity LN. And then we got on to bet 6. So yeah, this was one where the Little Yank, it was 7th at 80 to 1. And then Barnack earlier was 2nd at about that price, I think, 20. It was 20 something. The other two a bit disappointed. Any second now did get a bit impeded. I don't think it would have been top 2, but I think it would have been closer. Saint Roy unfortunately was unseat rider, but that will be one that I'm going to have a look at for the for what race are we talking about? The Arkle, I think. I think that's what we're looking at. So many races at Leopardstown and Cheltenham in my head spinning around. Arkle, I think, is I might be looking at that one. We'll see on the Cheltenham vids, and then yeah. 6th and 7th, and then Barnack earlier was 2nd, and Espion de Chanet was 6th, and I think they paid out 5. So it was very close to landing always doubles on that at some very nice prices, but it wasn't to be. We just ended up getting Takarengo and Barnack earlier, but only for Sky. So yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating one really. the thing is, when you've had a nice week, you kind of don't mind so much. So it's all right. But at least we got something back on the scoreboard on there. But yeah, strike rate was a bit lower yesterday. Still decent for the week. So Sunday. What have we got? So, 12.50. I should have said that earlier. 12.50 Meydan is the early race. So I've basically got something in every single race at Leopardstown, bar the 140. That's the only race I've left alone. Didn't like the look of that one from a betting point of view, which is probably why a bunch of online bookies have got promotions on it. It's good for promotions if you Paddy Power. I think it's money back second or third, and Sky cashback second. It's okay having a little look at those ones. I haven't got a strong preference, so I'm not going to give any advice on it. That's the race I've left out. Outside of Leopardstown, there's a couple I've picked out of Meydan that I felt was worth a go in there. And then I've got two horses at Musselburgh, no great prices there. And then I've got one nice price at Hereford. Then in terms of the handicaps at Leopardstown today, there's three really good handicaps. You've got the 110 to start us off with, which is a big field, paying 6 on 365 Paddy and Sky, and then I think it's the 240. He says, I don't know, 240. That one's paying 7 on Sky Bet, and 6 elsewhere in quite a few bookies, and then you've got the 410, which is 6 on Sky and 5 elsewhere. Now, the 410 it does look on paper look like the best betting heat because you've got a particular short price favourite. The 240 is the one where you're getting slightly more places in more extra places paid and 7 on Sky. The 110 is actually, on paper, you would say it's the least good of the three. It's the one for me where I found the value. So I'm having a bit of an attack at that 110. So if it goes wrong, our day is slightly challenged, but I'm stacking on the 110. I went through and I've picked out a number of horses at decent prices. So the way this week's gone, we had some nice profit for some places on Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we had some winners on the board. Yesterday, not so good. Today, big price day. So we haven't had lots of big prices this week. Today is my big price day. I've got 17 horses in my selection plan. 10 of them are 25 to 1 or more. So we are way stacked on prices. So it's one of those days that I have a little smile to myself on my head because regular viewers, you're kind of all right with it. And then if you're a kind of a newer viewer and you don't really get what I'm about and you look at some of these, people just think, nah, this guy's not serious, is he? These aren't real bets. These are real bets. I've placed them. I've also chosen these own selections and I've put them in my own bets personally outside the channel for outside, not mucking about with channel stake, So, there we go. Starting off, bet 1. This is the tame bet. So this is the lower priced bet. So if I tell you that, then you get a bit of a flavour for what might come. We're starting off here, the 12.50 Meydan, first win to 16 to 1. The 110, Dolly's Destination, 50s. The 125 Meydan, Al Maysan, 16 to 1. And then it is a bit short. I know it's very short considering everything else I've got, but 425 Musselburgh, Zafar, I felt was the right horse, 13 to 2. It's a 15 pence each way, lucky 15, 450. So what I've got is 2 smaller stake lucky 15s, 2 standard stake lucky 15s, and a combo bet. There's nothing complicated on today's, on these 5. And all, apart from the last bet, everything is Sky first and then Paddy or 365 joint next best because you'll get bog and you get the same place term. So Sky, if you really want to go for the places. So on this one, for instance, you get an extra place there with Sky. And most bookies are 4 on that actually, and most bookies are 4 on that one. It's this one where Sky are 6 along with Paddy and 365. So for this bet, you're only getting 1 extra place there, and you'd get a bog on the rest with if you did it Paddy and 365. So I'm getting in riddles here. There's just a lot spinning around my head, but trust me, I've put in the work and I'm happy where I've got to. Sometimes just saying it all out loud gets a bit more complicated. So that's bet 1. That's our low price bet. Okay, bet 2, one of our main 2 luckies for the day. Here we go. 110 Leopardstown, Scenic Look 50s. 203 Hereford, Reign Supreme 33s. That's my sole Hereford runner. 240 Leopardstown, Melina Girl 25s. And the 410 Leopardstown, Fortune de Fortunata 14 to 1. 20p each way, lucky 15. £6 you bet. Sky first, 365 and Paddy second best. Okay, that's bet 2. Bet 3 is my other main lucky. That wasn't a change, by the way. That was just me literally writing the wrong horse out accidentally. Bet 3, all at Leopardstown this one. 110 Getaway Queen at 80 to 1. 240 Revel in Pleasure at 50 to 1. 410 Manor Work 12 to 1. 440 Ascending Lark 33 to 1. 20p each way, lucky 15. Sky best 365 and Paddy next best. £6 is your bet. Two flag, no extra places anywhere on that race. That 440, that's about the horse. It's not a bad betting structure, to be fair, but it's the horse. I like the horse in the context of the betting heat. Okay, that's that. And then the combination bet, here it is. So this is my combination bet. So I've left out the other handicap, which I think actually has got the better betting structure. Because it's the first one. I really wanted to stack it on the first one, and then you look at that on face value, and the thing is, people will just go, well, they've got some people will get excited because it's this is a channel and they know what it's about, but other people will look at that and just go, that just looks like the most wasteful £4 you could ever spend in your life. I would argue differently. Now the point is, the market says these horses won't get near. You know, if we can just get one placed on that first leg, just one place, then at least we've got something running on to the next leg. But ideally, you know, a winner, that'd be delightful. But yeah, a couple of places, and we're certainly in business on this bet. So it's 4 in the first leg. It's not statistically or mathematically how I would advise doing this if you were picking blindly. If you're picking blindly, you wouldn't want to do the combination bet like this. You might want to be slightly stacked more on this one where you've got an extra place, or the 410 where you've got a better betting structure. I'm going 110 because I think the 110's got the best potential for bigger prices making the frame. Hopefully that makes sense. 110, Getaway Queen at 80s, Scenic Look at 50s, Dolly's Destination at 50s, and then I might live to regret it, but I didn't put it in the lucky. It's the biggest price, but I preferred the other 3 on value. So I've got Delante only in the doubles at 100 to 1. And then the 240, they're going on to Melina Girl at 25s, Reservlin Pleasure at 50s. 8 times 25p each way doubles. Sky are 6 there, as are 365 and Paddy. And then 240, Sky 7, and the other 2 are 6. Oh, sorry, I got a tickly throat. All right, and finishing off. Yeah, this one's a bit different in some respects. So these are all 4 races where there are less than 8 runners. So they're all paying first 2. The first 2 selections are the ones I think are the value to get in the top 2, I would say. And the bottom 2 are not what I would say look like they're one of the best 2 in the races. But I think they could well be the 3rd or 4th best in the race. And if something goes awry with one of the top couple in the market, there's a huge amount of value in the place bit there. So 122 Musselburgh, the Churchill Lad 9 to 1. 210 Leopardstown Dunvegan at 18s. 310 Leopardstown Zanair at 66 to 1. The nonsense thing there with that horse is it's a shorter price in the actual champion hurdle. And it's the same as St. Roy yesterday, and that's why I've been looking at comparisons. So I haven't got loads of stuff for Cheltenham. I've got one horse I'm going to mention for Cheltenham. But 66 is here, and I think about 40 to 1 at the moment for the champion hurdle. So much better. 340 Leopardstown, no looking back at 50s. I think that one's... It's an interesting horse. It's a bit unexposed. They all are in that race, but I think you don't quite know what you've got in those races. So 15 pence each way, lucky 15. A bog bookie, all first 2 only in this race. It's £4.50 as your bet. So that is that. And then Cheltenham. So just one horse I'm going to mention for Cheltenham that I think is worth, from a value perspective, I'm just trying to find it, much better off. having a go in the Cheltenham Festival market than I would say today, and that's in the completely lost my train of thought there. I've forgotten which race it is. 210. I think it's in the 210. In the 210 Leopardstown. It's running today. Gentleman de Me. It's second favourite for the race. I wouldn't back it today. Not for me. Not interested. But the horse has got one particular form line when it won at Aintree last season, where it spanked Edwardstone. Now you can argue Edwardstone was coming off the back of a hard race from Cheltenham, but it was an absolute standout performance. It hasn't quite replicated it since. So it's gone in the second favourite today in that 210. But right now, you could get 50 to 1 in the Champion Chase, non-runner, no bet, on Gentleman de Me. That is a much, much better bet than taking it today at whatever it is, 7 to 1, 13 to 2, second favourite. So, yeah, I think it's worth a little dabble, because if that horse actually runs another decent race, the odds of the horse for the Champion Chase will get absolutely slashed. So I'm not putting it out there as a channel bet, because none of the anti-post ones are ones I record. I'm putting them out there for if people want an interest and to hear my thoughts on it. Last year I did 3 Cheltenham Festival anti-post videos. Every single one, if you'd backed everything I'd said at the end of the video, you'd have made a profit based on the prices at the end. There was one little gem in every one. This isn't a Cheltenham anti-post video. This is just me saying to you, Gentleman de Me is something I will have after I've done this video, because I'd forgotten I haven't actually done it myself. But yes, I will be placing my own money on Gentleman de Me and the Champion Chase, because I think there's value in the price for the Champion Chase, but not today. And like, if I compare it, like I said, to Zanair, that's a bigger price today than it is for the Champion Hurdle, when actually there's less competition today. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. All right, that was me. That was longer than I was expecting. I apologise. Well, apologise all the time. All right, okay. Have a lovely Sunday. I will have a lovely Sunday. And just a quick recap if you are new. I don't do a video until Tuesday night. So I don't put out video selections for Monday or Tuesday racing. So I'll be back on Tuesday night on the main videos. So that is when I'll be back. A couple of house notices though with that. I put in the comments for this video, I will put a comment thread, a Monday comment thread on first thing Monday morning, and a Tuesday comment thread first thing Tuesday morning, where if there's any thoughts I've got for the day, sometimes I put a couple of selections out, sometimes I don't. Racing doesn't look the best Monday, Tuesday. I might find the odd thing to put out there, so they will go out on the comment thread Monday and Tuesday. But what I also will flag is I'll get the first Cheltenham anti-post video out this week coming. So that will be focused on the championship races. So the Gold Cup, Champion Hurdle, Champion Chase, Ryanair, Stayers Hurdle, possibly with a couple of other little extra races included. That's coming out this week. I'm also very likely to have out another anti-post series of videos going out on the freebets.com YouTube channel. So if the first one's due out this week, and it'll be focused on day 1 of Cheltenham. So on that one, there'll be one out every week. One for day 1, one for day 2, one for day 3, and one for day 4. On this channel, my regular channel, it'll be championship races this week. Next week, it'll be novice races. And then there'll be a 2-week gap, and then I'll do the handicaps. So in total, there might be 7. I mean, you'll be sick of me, won't you? Doesn't matter. It's free, guys. It's free, so you can watch it or not watch it. But there'll be 7 in the next 4 weeks. There'll be 7 anti-post videos coming out from me across the 2 different channels. All right. Yeah, I should have remembered I was needing to say that. All right, I am going now. Right, you have a lovely day. I will see you on Tuesday night, unless you're watching a standalone Cheltenham Festival video that happens to appear before then. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.